What up, YouTube? After this video, I'm taking a break from making YouTube videos because our society sucks so hard, dude. Now, I don't have any alcohol to do this video response, but quite frankly, I don't need any to do the video response. We're live on the King Cobra JFS channel. Now, the video is like 56 minutes long, so I might not do the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Biz Cuts Media. Thank you for the $5 and the PayPal. Amen to that, Jesse Ryan. What up, GMT Wyatt Earp? This is the video we're doing a video response to, or at least part of. Satanic incest LGBTQ story hour for kids? ? Guest John Doyle, episode 179. How slightly offensive. I commented on the video, dude, fuck this shit. I'm done. A real Satanist wouldn't do this crap. Like, fuck our fucking nasty fucking society. I guess Elijah Schaefer deleted it because it contained too many F-bombs. And yet your channel is called Slightly Offensive. Got off all the alt-right bitches about censorship, and then they practice the exact opposite of what they preach. That's cool, bro. It's whatever. I don't care about him deleting my comment. I get it. I'll just do a video response, just a small section of it. So I'm going to sit here and hit my e-liquid, which has nicotine and CBD in it. I want to take a couple deep breaths because this shit's got me pissed. This whole fucking thing, dude. Like, no. We've talked about this. Incest is one of the forbidden four. I talked about it on my Fuck Chris Chan video, so I'm not going to repeat myself. Just, dude, no. Nasty. And like, this is the thing of it. Satanism and the LGBTQ plus community are two different communities. Yet they share one thing in common, and they get a bad name because of the freaking creepy assholes that do shit like this. I have friends and family who are gay or bisexual, so I take a little bit of offense to this, to be honest. Plus, you know how I get down religiously, so yeah, I'm a little pissed about this shit. You want to support the channel? Buy some merch, man. Buy some tactical soap. Donate to the PayPal. It's a great way to support the channel, and I appreciate it. You don't have to if you don't want to, but it is appreciated. But after this video response, I want to take a couple-day break from YouTube just because I need to like detox from all the stupid bullshit in our society. And I don't blame Elijah Schaefer personally because he's just reporting it. He has no more control over these fucking crazy sickos any more than I do, to be honest. You already know how I feel about Storytime Drag Queen for kids. It's super inappropriate. You want to teach your kids to be tolerant of the LGBTQ plus community, fine. But you don't need to do that kind of crap to do it. You know what I'm saying? Especially when today's kids are going to be just as confused as their parents. Mommy, why does that person have a beard like daddy but a dress like you? Well, Junior, that's called a drag queen. A drag queen, do they do drag racing? No, Junior, that's a different kind of drag. They're also transgender. What the hell is a transgender? Is that like Transformers? No. Do they know R2-D2? That's a different kind of robot. Now, I'm sorry, that might have been a little too far, but a little bit of humor to kind of soften what we're about to witness. I fucking hate sickos, dude. Like, Jesus Christ is a cunt. Like, no, Junior, that's a transformer. Transgender. I'm sick of talking about this crap on my channel. Like, but I'm sorry, but when you got people giving Satanism and the LGBTQ community a bad name, I'm going to say something about it. I have friends and family who are gay, and I myself, you know what I'm saying, like with my religion and shit, nah, dude, I'm not having this crap. Like, I'm straight for of-age women. I can't even begin to imagine. Like, the LGBTQ plus community needs one more fucking thing to ruin it for them. You know what I'm saying? Like, wasn't the Wii Spa enough? Apparently not. Elijah Schaefer's newest video premiered about 2 hours ago. I posted the video in chat, so if you want to watch along with me, you can. Like, this society's going fucking mental, dude. I'll tell you what. Like, I got friends and family who are gay, bisexual, lesbian. And I'm not going to stand for this crap. This is the kind of crap that's going to give the movement on both sides a bad name. Hail Lucifer and fuck sickos. An hour long, practically.
Nature of on-the-field reporting, some of the language in these videos is not censored and may be considered slightly offensive to some.
Okay, what the fuck is that, Elijah Schaefer? Like, you delete my comment because it has cussing in it, but here you are cussing on your video? The fucking hypocrisy of it, dude. And the only reason I'm even supporting you at this point, it's like, okay, you're friends with Sydney Watson. And I actually dig some of your content, so there you go. But fuck ever, dude. I'm over it. I'm gonna play some Grand Theft Auto 5 online after this and just kind of blow off steam like, fuck this shit. Society sucks. Now I want to take a couple of days off from YouTube and work on some wands for Etsy. Or at least another wand. Although I might put 3 wands. And then do like a little big ass like bundle, you know what I'm saying? Either way, shape it. I hate sick fucks. Society gives me anxiety. So come along on this magical journey.
Some viewers.
We aren't supposed to exist. Being white is a genetic mutation.
Hey, all skin tones are a form of genetic mutation. Newsflash. Various races will adapt to their surroundings. It's called evolution. Holy shit.
What happened to the once great Western civilization of Christendom? Our citizens think they're genetic mutations that shouldn't exist, and we went from fighting for Christ in kingdom and declaring truth, scientific discovery, into, if you can go to my screen here, Savannah,
Fuck
into
Jesus
this report
Christ.
from Rebecca Brannon, is that the city of Bloomington is hosting an...
What the fuck is this crap? YouTube. Rebecca Brannon writes, the city of Bloomington is hosting an incest fetish pornographer, Satan worshiper to perform a drag queen story hour and show for all ages, August 14th. Oh God. No. Fuck incest. That's one of the forbidden 4, and no real Satanist would do crap like this. Like, Jesus Christ is a cunt. Oh God. YouTube, no, I can't do this. This is so gross. Incest is gross, period. I don't give a flying fuck if they're step siblings or step parents or not. Fuck that nasty shit. Martina Moracchino also goes by Adam Divine and has uploaded dozens of videos to XTube with words like incest and brother. Jesus Christ. Can society just stop for, like, I don't know, the rest of humanity? Like, this is gross. Way to crap on Satanists and people who do drag and the LGBTQ plus community. Like, you single-handedly gave 3 different groups of individuals a crappy name. Go fuck yourself, nasty ass motherfucker. Like,
an incest fetish pornographer, Satan worshiper.
okay, like I said in my latest Terrence Pop video response, people are into some weird shit. I mean, Jesus Christ is a cunt. Are you kidding me with this crap? Like, okay, having a fetish for, like, COVID and flu and shit like that, that's just nasty. But a fetish for incest, that's gross, bro. No, dude, no. We gotta draw the line somewhere. We draw the line at the Forbidden Four. Fuck the Forbidden Four. Jesus Christ is a cunt. Hail Lucifer. This is disgusting. Great. My vape pen died. Lovely. Let's grab ourselves a cup of legal crack, otherwise known as sugar in a bottle. It's just Mountain Dew it, man. Video response. I don't need alcohol to enjoy myself, as I've already had a little bit earlier, and even if I didn't, I don't need it. It's a want. But this is the kind of crap that makes me want to drink.
Perform a drag queen story hour and show for all ages on August 14th. Mark your calendars. Make sure you get your...
Yeah, what kind of sick fucking bastard parents are going to bring their kids to this incest story reading bullshit? Like, Jesus fucking Christ.
Kids set up and ready to see this pervert. Martina Maracino also goes by Adam Devine. They always change their names because they laugh.
What the fuck? We've all heard about Storytime Drag Queen Hour. Ugh. All right, the flies come around. We'll take care of them. And some of these sick fucks turned out to be convicted pedophiles, and it's like, slow clap for the library who let that happen. Yeah, in the process of teaching our kids to be more progressive, you let a bunch of sick fucks read stories to your kids, and then you got this asshole over here. Double slow clap for our disgusting, fucked off idiot society. Holy shit! This just takes the cake of bullshit.
Lack any confidence in their original identity, and has uploaded dozens of videos to X2, which is...
Well, in defense, their original identity, these people who do this kind of crap, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is the kind of crap that's going to give Satanism, drag queens, and fucking transgendered LGBTQ plus people a bad name. Like, fuck off, dude.
Predictably probably a pornography site, with words like incest and...
I'm go stop by incest, dude. Fuck off.
Brother, and I will warn you that this is where we are. This is what's happening, which is why I want to remind you to please subscribe, if you have not already, to the amazing new show that I'm starting with Sydney Watson called You Are Here, where we're going to be looking every day at all the madness of what's actually going on. Just click the link in the description or in the pinned comment. Subscribe. The show launches...
Yeah, I've already subscribed to it.
very soon. We're excited. And also don't forget to subscribe to this channel. But Savannah, on that note, I got to let you know, welcome back to Slightly Offensive, the best worst show on Blaze TV, where we always have 8K graphics, confetti of color, and I'm your top 18 host now, apparently, and I'm joined by the lovely Savannah Hernandez. We have a lot to talk about today, including we went back out on the streets for the first time since January 6th together, and we have original on-the-street content about all the madness and chaos and making sense of it all. How are you feeling about today's show?
I'm really excited because, yes, we do have original content to...
Oof, Savannah Hernandez is hot. If she was of age and consenting, I'd eat that pink taco out, stuff my burrito in there. Yeah. Okay, don't be an asshole.
say, but also, you know, I think we had a direction for the show, and then I kind of threw this random tweet at you.
I blow a load of queso on that if you catch my drift. Okay, Cobra, stop being a cheesy pervert. That's pretty tame compared to this fucking sick asshole they're talking about, to be fair.
And yeah, now we're just like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah, it is true. And I'm going to tell you, I want to bring this guy up on my screen here. This is Adam Devine. This is the man that the city of Bloomington thinks is great enough and qualified to speak to your children. Now, if you don't know anything about
No, this dude should stay the fuck away from kids, dude. Are you kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me right now? Jesus, what even is it? Like, what the fuck?
unicorns. Unicorn is a sexual reference. I'm not sure, Savannah, is that like does that mean you're open to everything? Or
No,
is
I've always joked about that crap. Like, how that one chick identifies as an attack helicopter. And how people are like way too sensitive about the whole pronoun thing. Like you identify as a sparkly unicorn, purple dragon, and if you don't say that, you're being offensive. And it's like, what in the actual fuck? What even? Antoine LaVey, have mercy. Forgive him, for he knows not what he do. He is a sick fuck. He is a sick fuck. Aleister Crowley would be rolling over in his goddamn grave right now. Are you kidding me? Fucking nasty, dude.
Or is it like an orgy thing? I'm not entirely sure, but I know at the Pride Parades, it's a big thing. I've spoken to someone at one video we made, and they told me about it. I seem to have forgotten. Damn me for missing that one.
Yeah, I should have done more research into this show in regards to what unicorns and rainbows and all this symbolism means, but I didn't. So to the listeners, I'm sorry, I don't know.
Yes, to our blind viewers listening right now, this is a man in a shirtless, I would say...
It's like a unicorn strap-on for his head.
Yeah, it's a bandage.
It's a unicorn strap-on.
It is a post-plastic surgery head strap compression with demonic makeup and a unicorn. And the reason why we're going to focus on this story to begin with, we're going to talk a lot about COVID. We're going to talk a lot about the anti-white rhetoric and just sort of the downfall of society, where, yes, they're now even saying that being Caucasian is an unscientific pseudoscience made up.
Oh, okay, yeah. First of all, Eliza Schaefer, welcome to being white in a still somewhat racist society. And no offense, Mr. Elijah, but you and me have no control over what those fucking asshole white men did in the 1950s, 30s, 40s, etc. So is it completely unfair that whites today are getting punished for what whites did several years ago? Yes. It's bullshit. Instead of being like, oh, hey, our people have experienced segregation for a long enough time. Maybe we should just end it and like learn to get along and coexist. But obviously there's going to be some awkward tensions amongst the genders and the races. It's not just the whites that are specifically being targeted. It's white males. Back in the 50s and 40s and 30s, if you treated black people like crap, nobody said shit. But now things are topsy-turvy. Can you imagine the racist white assholes are probably rolling over on their graves right now, laughing their ass off, knowing that racism is still very much prevalent in our society? It's like, oh, hey, Martin Luther King Jr. saying, I have a dream where blacks and whites just get along, and look at this crap. Did this cracker just quote, oh, hell no. I wasn't trying to offend anyone with that. I'm being serious, goddammit. This is why I preach power to the people on my channel, because the power is in our hands to change it and make the world a better place. Satanic incest, LGBTQ plus story hour. Oh my God, YouTube. Why?
prospect that white people don't exist. Before we get into today's story, I got to tell you guys that the world is getting weird, and that's why I always tell you about body armor.
The world's getting weird? No shit, Sherlock.
I tell you to buy your guns, to get food and prepared, but also you always forget, where do you store these things? Well, for me, when it comes to my firearm, I got my amazing Glock 19 custom firearm. I love it, and what I trust, you'll see this, I have this one here because I have my other custom holster at home. I want to talk to you about Northwest Retention. Now, this is a no-compromise, top-shelf company. I know the owner. I've met him. He's awesome. He's a family. You should follow him on Instagram. And I want to let you know that this gear and the product innovation here is his obsession. He'll just text me, call me, he'll email us, whatever, about what he's doing new. This is a custom shop providing holsters and systems for hundreds of firearms. They are proud to be all-American, which is important. They manufacture all their products here in the United States, and they employ Americans, which unfortunately is rare today. At Northwest Retention, they have goals from outdoor gear like their top-selling Scout chest holster, which is amazing as well, to their concealed carry lines, so their quality and performance are present as well. You see these pictures of Savannah that will come up on the screen. If you want to hold that up, Savannah, she has her belt as well, which that's actually one of our extra belts, but she has her belt at home, how does it work? I mean, does it feel nice?
Yeah, it's great. It's nice, high-quality leather. I also have that holster as well. This is a great company, and I love using all their products, as you guys can see in this photo.
Yeah, and you might not look as good as her with it on, but you will feel as comfortable. Go to nwretention.com. That's nwretention.com. Use promo code OFFENSIVE. That's nwretention.com. Promo code OFFENSIVE to get 10% off your order. And I'm telling you guys, you would pay full price for these anyways. But for my listeners, you get a...
Yes. Satanic Incest LGBTQ Story Hour for Kids. Guest John Doyle, episode 179 of Slightly Offensive. It was in my recommendations because I'm subscribed to Slightly Offensive and Elijah Schaefer. But it's just the world's gone beyond crazy train, man. The world's just batshit crazy.
Great holster. Check out their sling for your rifle systems as well. So let's go back to my page here. The world is satanic. For those of you that don't believe in God and think that me using the phrase satanic is ridiculous, I guess you could say this, then all of the random molecules, coincidentally moving around the air are moving us towards a place of one world government, totalitarian control, and degeneracy, immorality, and the destruction of normal human life, which I'm sure is just an act of evolution. Anyway, this man, Adam Devine, who, apologies there, those are knees. We'll just say those are knees.
Yeah, those are knees.
Those are knees. We're going to have to blur this whole thing out because I realize there is a penis sticking out of the guy.
Yes.
So Adam Devine, who has a public profile called Hung Adam capital D. That says, please support at onlyfans.com.
Oh, of
at
course he
Adam
has
Devine,
OnlyFans.
Minneapolis-based go-go burlesque dancer and musician. Now, while, of course, we live in a liberal democracy, which is sort of cringe in and of itself, we realize that people like this do exist and can legally exist. Unfortunately, the city of Bloomington has decided and believes that, that this guy is capable of raising your children. I mean, his public profile pictures right here, sneaking around in the bathroom with my younger brother, incest, gay triple X, gay porn, big dick reveal, hashtag hunk, muscle, gay fetish, muscle butt. And even though they censored it, Savannah, we're gonna have to blur this out as well because I believe I see a little bit of the tip of a carrot sticking out in front of the man in the front.
Carrots, not in the flesh. Good Lord.
Now, unfortunately, you're the one who brought this up to me.
God damn it, Bloomington. No. What the fuck is Bloomington smoking? Is Bloomington hitting the glass dick? Like, seriously. Speaking of dicks, I think Bloomington's smoking the glass dick, if you catch my drift. No.
And we'll just go ahead, and this one's fine. To see new solo JO videos, me effing my brother, and more satanic outdoor horny SHIT, check out my OnlyFans. So the point is, we'll just leave this on the screen.
Dude, no. Now, Aleister Crowley was bisexual, but he did not creep on, you know what I'm saying? Like, even though Aleister Crowley was bisexual, he didn't do any of this nasty crap. Like, are you fucking kidding me, dude?
I'm sending this stuff to you.
The point
Ugh.
is that we've come to a point in society.
No, it takes a lot to repulse me, to be honest. But this is just revolting. This is beyond repulsive. This is just revolting, dude.
Where you're not supposed to believe your eyes, you're supposed to believe what people say. You aren't supposed to protect your children, that you're supposed to send them to a drag queen story hour. Remember this, Savannah.
No, you're not supposed to. I don't know where the hell Elijah is getting this supposed to crap. You could just simply choose, nope, I'm not going to let the incest-obsessed weird fuck read stories to my kids. You could just say that, and if people want to call you a bigot or a transphobe, you can tell them to go fuck themselves, and y'all are a bunch of sickos. This is the kind of crap that makes it hard for people to support Satanism, the LGBTQ community, and the drag queen community. Like, are you kidding me right now?
That homeschooling your kids is indoctrinating them because you're teaching them about what you believe, but sending them to a state-sponsored school where they teach them what they believe isn't indoctrination.
No shit, Mr. Slightly Offensive.
Of course not. Of course not. And, I love, too, now how our schools are making it to where anybody can graduate from high school, just like Governor Kate Brown of Oregon signed that you don't need to have math.
Well, that's one way to protect your kids from mass shootings in schools. You homeschool them. You know what's sad? It took a pandemic, a COVID-19 pandemic, for school shootings to stop and for people to stop. And that's because they replaced it with rioting. Fuck off.
Math, reading, or writing requirements anymore to graduate. Great.
Oh, I am very, very, very aware. And to put into perspective here who this gentleman is, here's some images of him that is literally saying, "Hail Satan."
I see.
So I'm not just being some sort of a conspiratorial person. And I know that if you know about Anton LaVey, modern Satanism, which I hope none of you guys are Satanists, but if you are, though it looks dark in its pictorial image.
Yeah, I'm a Satanist and we don't do crap. No, this guy, no. Fuck this guy. This is the... This is the kind of crap that's going to ruin Satanism and LGBTQ plus and drag queen BS. Like, are you serious, dude? Okay, and keep in mind, yes, those are three different categories of select individuals. In society, because of sick assholes like this dude right here, have had their shit ruined for them.
Imagery. The reality is Anton LaVey isn't really about worshiping the devil. It's actually humanism. It's about worshiping yourself and doing what feels good and what feels right, as long as you help other people and it's voluntary. Sounds a lot like the message of the left today, right? As long as there's consent, everything is allowed.
Yeah.
No, the extremist left, that's not progressive. That's just perverted. As long as there's consent, it's allowed. Well, there's certain things that can't give consent, you sick fucking assholes. Fuck the Forbidden Four.
A little bit.
The imagery, of course, comes from, we look at like Molech and some of these ancient gods from pagans. This is pagan traditions, not to be confused with like Nordic pagan tradition, because I know some of you guys are, and that's a lot different. But of course, if you see here, this is...
Dude, no.
It's just so freaking gross, Savannah.
Yeah,
does you like
really
when
gross.
you see a man like this? What does it do for you?
Nothing.
It makes me want to go crawl into a hole and never come out ever again.
Yes.
It makes me kind of want to give up on her.
It makes me want to pour, what's that stuff? Hydrochloroform? The stuff in the brown bottle that tastes like crap that you used to clean out your mouth? Seeing that makes me want to pour that shit into my eyes. The stuff in the brown bottle, the little brown bottle with the white cap. I don't think it's called hydrochloroform. I forget what it's called, but you know the stuff I'm talking about. This is the kind of crap that makes me want to pour bleach in my eyes, to be brutally honest.
Country. A little bit. Just a little bit.
Well, Martin Morosino, also, you're like, well, that doesn't prove anything. He attended an event. He's probably making up that he's having sex with his brother.
Worship, it seems really subtle so far.
Yeah, but why the fuck would you make up shit like that? Like, you can't make me understand this crap. Incest is one of the forbidden four. Fuck that nasty shit.
What we've seen.
Yeah. But he said, for my birthday this year, this is a post to Facebook. I'm asking for donations to the Satanic Temple.
Oh.
I have chosen this nonprofit. I love it's a nonprofit.
Yeah.
Nonprofit, but you're raising money.
Because their mission means a lot to me, and I hope you'll consider contributing as a way to celebrate with me. Every little bit will help me reach my goal, and if you decide to give, you can choose and you can see what you donated or donate privately. I've included information about the Satanic Temple below. And like most people, he raised $140 of $200. So I'm not sure really.
Okay, no, I don't. What? I got a question. How the fuck is the Satanic Temple okay with this crap? Like, you think you think a boy Satan over here is getting tired of this crap? Getting tired of people giving him a bad name? How, oh yeah, Satan's evil and da 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 da. Fuck that. Fuck that.
You can buy anymore at $200, considering the fact that we've had such massive inflation. I'll tell you what, what you can buy. If you can take me off the screen here for a minute, I gotta open up something real fast. If you thought that was bad and you go, yes, inflation is happening. What a funny joke. Just to show you really how backwards the world is in the midst of the insanity of what's actually going on and the absolute crap show of what the federal government has been doing. Nancy Pelosi just increased the maximum annual salary for House staffers to $199,300 US, up from $173,900 according to Axios. So in the midst of us being in a chaos where satanic, incestual, pornographic predators are being invited by your state tax dollars in order to speak to your children, and we have, do you remember Joe Biden said that his plan was to get COVID under control, and instead he gave us transsexual, cross-dressing YouTubers making idiotic, humiliating videos. Pelosi has decided this is the best time to begin to give the government itself a raise.
Yeah, what the fuck, man? Everything he just said. Thank you. Like, Jesus Christ, dude. Okay, you want to support trans, LGBTQ plus, and religious freedom, fine. But this just crosses the fucking line. Oh, yeah, like the government giving itself a fucking raise. Yeah, that's How about legalizing pot or giving us another stimulus check instead of fucking giving yourself a raise? Like, that's just it. My point exactly. Like, the government loves money. You see Nancy fucking Pelosi giving House staffers all this fucking money. And it's like, okay, if the government loves money, legalize pot. If Colorado makes $1 billion a year in cannabis sales, and you multiply that by 50 states, that's $50 billion in untaxed revenued money. Cha-ching! You could take that 199, 100,000, 300 and shove it, because that's, yeah.
And that just shows...
Speaking of cannabis, have you seen how old Nancy Pelosi is? Holy crap. Nancy Pelosi is so old that when she farts, dust comes out. Marijuana is great for senior citizens. You got joint discomfort, smoke a joint. It's like, if you were to get into a contest of who's got more wrinkles, Hillary Clinton or Nancy Pelosi, who do you think would win? Let's see if you can spot a gray hair. I'm kidding. I'm busting balls, but seriously. Ha ha ha! Hey YouTube, Cobra made a joke. Ha 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 ha! Hillary, baby, he was just kidding. He was just. Oh shit.
To be the immunity. That's the heart of the devil himself. And again, you don't believe in the devil. That's totally okay. But if you want to personify that or make something of it,
Yeah, I'm tired of the devil being made out to be an evil asshole. I'm tired of it. This is no different than blaming God for all our problems. You know what I'm saying, YouTube?
that's also okay. But it doesn't make it true. And we look at this and you go, well, how does this make sense? Well, it doesn't, because the devil is the father of all lies. He's also the deceiver. And so things,
according to the Bible, but the Bible's full of shit.
Feel confusing. That's because it is by design. It's so confusing that Savannah and I were like so confused about the mask mandate. If you guys didn't hear about this, Governor Abbott of Texas actually put a ban on mask mandates simply on the predication that the government's job is not to tell people what to do with their face, right? I mean, a lot of us are very ugly, and I'm sure if the government had a chance, they would want our faces covered up.
True.
A lot of guys look at the girls out there, and you would fully agree.
Yeah.
But it doesn't make it right. And that's why places like Sephora are in business to help make some faces palatable.
Very true.
To the daily consumption.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And
a lot of money goes into Sephora. A lot of
money. And this is coming from a guy with average looks. So I'm not speaking from a pedestal. I'm with.
Check the PayPal. I could check it real quick. But thank you for tuning into the stream. Appreciate it. $9.41. Yeah, buddy. Thank you, Dominique, for the $10. I want to transfer that to my bank account. On account of my bank account is like $1 some odd cents in the negative. This will help my bank account get out of the negative, so I appreciate that. Sweet. Sweet, man. Now my PayPal and my bank account are both out of the negative. What the fuck is this? Hold up. Okay, back to the video. Thanks for donating to the PayPal. I appreciate it.
If you ladies, unfortunately for you, if I put on makeup, I just look like a British cigarette. So there's that. Well, as we get it,
a British cigarette, eh? And you know what's funny? They used to call cigarettes fags over in London. They call them lollies now, of course, but I know this because I have Ozzy Osbourne's autobiography. And back when Ozzy Osbourne used to smoke cigarettes, he walked into an American liquor store and he asked the cashier for a pack of smokes. He literally said, "Can I get 20 fags?" And the liquor store lady was just like, "What?" And he's like, "Can I get 20 fags?" And she's like, "No, get out of here, you pervert." She didn't know he meant cigarettes, but yeah, there you go.
Into this, we realize that things are confusing, and we wanted to see if people
extremely confusing, like Jesus Christ is a C word
in public are as confused as we are, because Dallas reinstated the mask mandates for the area. A judge, overturned or put a temporary halt on the governor's order, which since when did judges create legislation? I don't know. But then the mayor and the people pushed for mask mandates, and we started seeing signs that go back up, but nobody was really following the rules. And we wanted to see if really the end times confusion is here. And we would know if it's here if something as simple as whether you do or do not have to wear a mask or should or shouldn't is a confusing thing. If something basic doesn't make sense, then you can see why more complicated things have a hard time making sense. So Savannah and I went out on the streets for a slightly offensive short in 100-degree weather in shorts and a little dress. And let's see what the people had to say.
Welcome to your slightly offensive short. We're here in Dallas, Texas, where mask mandates are back. Let's go see what the average Texan thinks about this.
What do you think about the new mask mandate?
I don't really think it's that much of a big deal. I mean, you just put it on, sit down, you can take it off.
I think it's,
Exactly.
You know, it's whatever keeps the whole place safe.
I think it's dumb. It ain't saving anybody.
What about you?
I feel like me personally, I feel like it's necessary because it's like it's not done spreading. So
Okay. If you can literally fart and the smell travels through your pants and into the air, how the fuck is a face diaper supposed to protect us? Now, I got a mask. I got a pandemic mask, yes. I got one with like a skull face on it. It's pretty sweet. And should I wear it more often? Yeah, but do I? No. Like, the only time I wear a mask is of like back when Walmart like forced you to wear it. You couldn't even like go into Walmart and shop without a mask on. And then customers would walk around, as soon as they walked into the door, they take it off. So the whole pandemic is fucking stupid, in my personal opinion.
I just feel like I got kids.
I think people should wear them. Like, wear them if you're around other people, like going into here like that.
I mean, it's a personal choice, dude. Like, yeah, are you a dick for not wearing a mask? Yes and no. I mean, if you don't have COVID or if you're not sick, then why should you wear it? Because it's supposed to like prevent you from getting COVID. What happens if someone has COVID-19, they sneeze, and their germs land on your mask? Okay? Then you drive home and you think, oh, I'm safe. So then you take the mask off without even realizing it. And you're like, you take off the mask and you're like, oh God, they sneezed on it, gross. And you're sitting there throwing it in the wash. Well, now that COVID-19 just transferred into your skin from taking that off. So, I don't know, man. Yeah, just for the fuck of it. I'll be right back. Like, I just washed my COVID masks recently, so. Check out this sick wand going up on Etsy. It's almost done drying. I'll make a couple more here for the batch. But check that out. Yes. I agree, GMT. Hashtag fuck COVID. Thanks, CJ. Fuck rape. I agree. Thanks, Gothic Drink Combos.
I get it.
Things get pretty serious, and I don't think Texans ever really understand like the severity of COVID, especially with the new Delta variant.
You have a face mask in your pocket.
They made me give me one down the street. I didn't wear it.
In terms of the mask, like wear a mask, keep people safe.
People who have actually get vaccinated are getting it again, like on the news. It's like I think it's whatever keeps the whole place safe.
I think it's good. I mean, I think it's important to wear your mask so that we don't spread the coronavirus around. So I agree with it.
Why do you choose to wear a mask outside?
Honestly, I feel like I got used to it. Like, I think everyone got like, I mean, me at least, I feel like I got like a little traumatized from like just walking outside without a mask. I think I'm paranoid, like internally. So it's like I just wear my thing.
Paranoid, she says. Paranoid, she says. Should be like the Randy Rhoads live version. She made the reference, I had to play it.
Have a couple double maskers there. We have a single maskers. We don't want to give our opinion because it's not about opinions anymore. This is about saving lives. And
you know, everyone's got an opinion, just like everyone's got a fucking asshole, and they all stink, and they're all full of shit, well, for the most part.
It's about compliance, about wearing it. But giving a defense for it, well, that's not really in the ballpark here, because that's not what we're here for. We're not here to explain why we do what we do. We're here to just do it. Let's say you go to the restaurant, you have to
just do it. Shia LaBeouf reference. Just do it.
Put the mask on to go in, and then when you get at your table, you take them off. How does it help you to wear a mask just when you're walking to your table? What do you think about that?
It doesn't.
It doesn't keep you safe. I mean, it's just like might as well.
Sort of, so people feel safe.
No, then you get the assholes who have to fucking mask shame you because you're not wearing one, and it's like, hey, dude, fuck you. My personal choice. I don't ride your ass for wearing one, so don't ride my ass for not wearing one. That's why I hate wearing the mask. It fogs up my glasses, man. But thankfully, people aren't too picky about the whole mask thing here in Wyoming. Most places don't even care if you wear one anymore or not. It's basically a personal choice here in Wyoming, or here in Casper, I should say. I don't know about everywhere else.
Even if it doesn't keep them safe.
Karen, put the mask on.
In COVID, it's the most important thing would obviously be respect.
Jesus Christ. Dude, some of these chicks in this video have got some nice titties. God damn. Yeah, I see you, and I see you. Damn, girls.
People's feelings.
Right, yeah, just be respectful.
So I think people look better with a mask.
So good. I love the ending of that. I love the ending.
All right, we love her. By the way, if you're watching the video, we're not making fun of you. We just love your laugh. And
So good.
But so I want to bring up a couple things here. So when we talk even about the mask mandates, the confusion of what people are saying, you know, it's confusing because pretty much what I got from the Savannah from talking to people was that you should wear a mask because it keeps you safe. But I don't have any.
Dude, did you hear about that new death metal band? A new death metal band? What are they called? Well, they're called COVID-19, and dude, their music's pretty sick. I'm sorry, YouTube. That was in poor taste. What the fuck would that sound like? Face mask! Face mask! Cover your cough! COVID sucks! COVID sucks! Okay, I'm sorry, folks, if that last bit offended you. I'm terribly sorry. That was a little too far. I don't know. Sometimes I try to use humor. Okay, fuck this. I can't. Fucking hell. Can you hear what the fuck I'm saying, dude? Fuck off. No, but I'm sorry if that last bit offended y'all. Sometimes people use humor to deal with a stressful situation. I've been known to do that from time to time. But gotta make sure we're safe now. Put the strap on your ears. Okay, see what I did there. Okay, now.
Information to explain how it really does, but someone told me it does. But obviously by my actions, not really understanding where or when people should use them or even how it does shows me that I've neither thought through this myself, nor probably have the people telling me. Because if something was simple like, hey, here's exactly how much it'll reduce your transmission, how much it'll reduce your infection if you wear a mask, should have been very clear and simple. But since it's not,
Yeah, did you hear about the new death metal band called COVID-19? Their guitar playing's pretty sick. Twice in the same video. Now,
it leads us to wonder and understand if the world is about the truth or if it's just becoming a cult of which truth you choose to believe, aka everything is a lie, and people are so confused that they basically have turned their brains off. And what we're seeing is a society who's
you get mixed information. One second. You're getting mixed information, dude. And most of it's coming from the goddamn internet. Half of these yuppies are saying the vaccines cause COVID. They might give your kids autism. The other half are saying that's bullshit. Then you got the other half saying, well, look at all these people dying from the vaccines and getting COVID. And the other half saying, oh, it's all bullshit. It's like, who are you supposed to believe? You're getting information from every which way, dude.
toss to and fro between every wind of doctrine that comes their way. And I feel like a lot of these people we spoke to were really nice. They were kind. But like that one girl said that she, wore a mask outside, even though there's scientific evidence surmounting against the need for that, that it's just become part of her daily schedule. She's become accustomed to this, that people have become accustomed in society to things not making sense.
Yeah, exactly. And you mentioned the cult, and I feel like the climate change cult didn't take hold strong enough. So that's why they had to come in with COVID. They had to come in with the face masks, because with the face mask, it's something that you can visually see. You can say, okay, well, this other person's a part of my cult too, and they're going to back me up, and we can bully everybody else who doesn't believe what we believe. So it's like a visual thing,
Yeah, and so we got kind of interested in saying, like, okay, so these people are telling us we should wear a mask. And I told that one girl, hey, so it's like, because it doesn't make sense when you wear it into a restaurant and then you walk and then you take it off at your table. And they agree. They're not dumb, right? These are not idiotic people. And I think that's where I've moved a lot of away from like street content, because we used to kind of sort of poke fun and make fun of people.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's funny anymore. And I actually feel bad.
They're not using cult in the way I would use it. They're using it differently.
For people today. I don't want to make fun of them because the government is so totalitarian, manipulative that it's not like they're just dumb people who are willfully ignorant. Genuinely, unless you full-time follow this information, it is very confusing to know what's true and what's not.
Well, and that's what I was saying too previously. It's just like the government knows and the media knows that the average person cannot spend 8 to 10 hours of their day filtering through all of the BS that the media is consistently feeding us. So that's why it's so difficult for people to, not be manipulated by the government at this point and know what's actually going on. Because as we know, we have what? The Delta variant, the Lambda variant, we have the Epsilon variant, we have the Ligma variant.
Ligma variant. What's the Ligma variant?
I don't know, Elijah. What is the Ligma variant?
Ligma nuts.
Well, GMT. That's where I disagree with you, GMT. Not all cults are bad. It's the ones that are that make it look bad for everyone else. Jesus Christ, we're already an hour long.
Yeah.
I feel like we should make that into like a t-shirt.
Oh, it's coming. It's coming. It's coming. No, but but by the way, for those of you guys who are the more conservative audience, that's an old joke. Okay.
Oh, sometimes we like to joke like we're 12 years old. Okay, it's nostalgic, whatever.
But I mean, they knew that it's not true, but they're like, well, but just don't be a Karen, aka emotional response. Let's just bully people into things. And so it's kind of like when you look at the satanic guy. Let me bring him back up here. It's like when you bring up this guy. Let me see. Let me see. Don't put on my screen because I'm not.
Put the mask on for the remainder of this. Fuck it.
If this is appropriate. Oh, that. Gosh dang it.
Yeah.
Gosh dang it.
You got to filter through a lot of the porn in his page and that.
I didn't even post these to the person that censored out like the butthole and then left the carrot. Like.
Okay, and then to podcast to all of our listeners too, I want to explain
the pornographic images censored.
How this went down. So I saw this tweet.
Well, nudity is not pornographic, but I'm glad they're censored.
And I sent it to Elijah, and in all caps, I was like, I went to the Twitter account and I have immediate regrets. And what did Elijah do?
Went to the Twitter account.
Immediately.
And what did I do? Go,
yeah, it was.
Don't go to the Twitter account. Some of you guys are going to go.
Don't do it. Like,
you can't blame me.
Freaking do it,
you can't blame me.
Don't do it.
It is literally incestual.
It's so gross.
I think actually what one of the videos.
Yeah, what the fuck? Like having pedophiles read stories to your kids wasn't enough. You got to throw incest into the drag queen story time bullshit. Fucking disgusting. I'm over it.
His top video is like front load facial to my bisexual brother. And even if you're into that kind of stuff, there is some questions to be.
Okay, no one gives a fuck if you're bisexual, dude. You just don't fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, incest is gross, dude. Get out of here with that crap.
About, like, obviously, like, I used to be from LA. I used to take a much more back end.
I mean, shit, if you want to do that kind of crap, maybe this whatever his fucking name is with the unicorn head. Maybe the dude wearing the unicorn hat should move down to the deep south where incest is more tolerated and he'll be with his kind. Oh, wait, but he's also a drag queen, so they'd probably hang his ass from a tree.
Approach to like all the gay stuff. I wasn't so bothered by it then.
Approach,
like, huh? Yes, literally. No, but
Stop making me laugh. I'm trying to produce this show.
Well, it's a good phrase. It's a good phrase.
Oh my God.
No, but I used to think the live and let live. And then I realized that obviously this being a condition of sin, that, we need to get control of our sexual urges and things. And the people around us, if we let.
Or not just control. Ugh, fuck this. I can't wear this for the video, dude. It's a cool mask, don't get me wrong, but. It's not even just your urges. It's how about some goddamn counseling? Like, what the fuck makes people think like this? I cannot wrap my fucking head around it, man. Our society's gone beyond crazy train. Our fucking society's batshit crazy, dude. Fucking satanic incest LGBTQ story hour for... Christ. Way to go, Bloomington. Way to fucking go.
Them go off that unlike things like, like Legos, which you leave sitting there, they don't recreate themselves when you don't touch them. Sin, when you let it be, develops and grows into wickedness, and that wickedness becomes an entity, and that entity becomes a force, and that force doesn't just exist. It tries to take away that which it cannot create, which is what is righteous and good and pure. So it actually comes for the righteous. So if you're trying to do what's right and you let wickedness just live and let live, right? Let people do what they do, it eventually comes together. No, I'm not talking about people who struggle with sexual sin. A lot of you guys do, and that's not, maybe you're here, you're there, and you feel a chip on your.
I actually agree, Elijah Schaefer. You let people get away with sick shit like this, then it's like if you give a mouse a cookie, he's not just gonna want a cookie, man.
You're like, I don't struggle with interracial unicorn bisexual facials to my brother.
Yeah,
to my brother. But you know, you struggle with sleeping with your girlfriend or whatever, or you know, or adultery or pornography or different things. Meaning, obviously, some things can be more destructive, but
I don't struggle with chatterbait. I got a good hand on it.
you understand that, you know, the heart of man is weak without the power of God, and so you feel, you know, sometimes this inability to fight these things. And I understand that we have to.
You don't need the power of God to fight these things, dude. Just exercise some self-control and get some fucking counseling. This shit ain't right.
Each other accountable, and there's a room for failure, but there is a point as a society where you do have to draw the line and go, look, whether I'm Christian or not, I need to understand that, as you know, as an SOB, as a slightly offensive background, that satanic people, you know, may be allowed to exist in our society, that unicorns may be allowed to exist, but now we should question, should they be allowed to exist? Because when we allow them to, they don't just exist, they transform and mutate. And
No. This is where I disagree with you. Okay, this is the kind of crap where it's one asshole ruining it for the whole goddamn lot. I like tapping that part. Thunder. Thunder. Fuck, dude.
Begin to come after those of us that are standing up for what is good, whole, and personable. And I'm not attacking my atheist brothers and sisters, because the reality is that Sydney, who I'm doing a new show with, is agnostic. She was atheist when I met her, but of course we got to her head. Well, God did. But ultimately speaking, you know, this is the
way I look at religion at this point. It's an open book, man. It's whatever you want to believe within reason. Du hast mich. No, if you like the guitar playing, subscribe for more, baby. Shout out to BC Rich Guitars. Not a sponsor.
There's got to be a point where you do draw the line. And this, I would say...
No fucking shit. This is what I've been saying on my channel for a minute. We have to draw the line somewhere. You want to be transgender? Fine. We have to draw the line. No trans kids until you're 18 and you've gone through puberty as the gender you are assigned. No transracial bullshit. No trans speciesism. And this. What the fuck is even this? Satanic incest LGBTQ plus story hour for kids? No. No. Bad, Bloomington. No. 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 Bad.
Is it, or else you end up in a confused society. So we went a step further, which we're going to watch in a second, which is we talk to these same people.
You see a picture of this guy wearing his unicorn hat, and to quote Ron White, things that make you go, "Ugh." You can't fix stupid. Stupid is forever.
They're the vaccine.
Bet you wish you had one of them. That only works if you have alcohol. Okay. Which, to be fair, I had like 3 to 4 beers earlier, so like, you know what I'm saying? I really don't need alcohol to do a stream. It just makes it more entertaining for my fans. Okay. Fuck you, Coca-Cola, and your anti-white rhetoric. Mountain Dew tastes better. And that's the last of that 2-liter.
Right? Because they believed in the masks. And so it's like, to be complete.
The masks, you say. That's correct, Wendy. We all wear masks, metaphorically speaking. We suppress our deepest and darkest urges. Anyone know the movie? Look, Ma, I'm roadkill. Ha ha ha. Hold the phone. Killer at 3 o'clock. Insert cute blonde in a nice little red dress.
Fair, Savannah, I feel like the argument for vaccines from a purely...
And then Stanley Ipkiss, his friend, is just like, here, watch this. Stand back and observe. Yes. He tries, and she's just like, no. Last but not least, my favorite. A Tommy gun. Which we can have Tommy guns here in Wyoming. They can't be fully automatic. Let me educate the people on this semi-automatic. You have to let go of the trigger before you pull it, before it'll shoot off again. Fully automatic, you just squeeze the trigger and, you know what I'm saying? There you go. The more you know.
Ignorant perspective actually makes more sense than masks. Like, if I was somebody, I was like, my whole life I never...
Yeah, but like a Tommy gun will run you about $2,000 on budsgunshop.com. So I'm kind of like, yeah, maybe if I built my dream house and I won the lottery, sure, I'd have a nice little collection of guns. But until then, I'm content with what I got. You know what I'm saying?
Wore masks for sicknesses. But if you said vaccines, well, I've heard of the flu vaccine and, you know, like, I
But
mean, at least
newborns are given what, like 7 vaccines right at
I think we
once
have up
when
to
they're
70
born.
in our portfolio here that we can
It's
get.
a very common thing.
Right. So I mean, if I'm just ignorant, I'm not promoting the vaccine. I'm just some guy. I'd probably be like, I'm not wearing a mask. So I'm like, I don't do that. But I'd be like, oh, vaccine. Yeah, I'll go get the flu vaccine or whatever I thought it was. So we decided to talk to them. Now, before we get into that, I got to let you know that as you watch these things, as we were going, Savannah didn't have headphones. We were trying to film this and we always forgot something. We got our equipment, our camera, and it is important to have headphones. Recently, I lost another pair of headphones and we lose them all the time. And so sometimes either the costs are too expensive or sometimes you get too low of quality. We bought these $5 headphones and you're like, where's a balance between crisp, powerful beats, but with half the price of the other premium? Well, that's why I want to talk to you about Raycons. Now, Raycons are wireless headphones. They're Bluetooth. They hold a long charge. They're low profile. They slip right into your ear. Let's just say they don't just take the back end. They take the front end into account, and they slip into the places that they should, which is in your ear canal. They also come in a range of cool colors and with customizable gel tips included for a comfortable in-ear fit. The Raycons are built to go wherever you go with quick, seamless pairing and a compact charging case that actually is very nice. I'm going to tell you this. Raycon is offering 15% off all of their products for my listeners, specifically for you guys. And here's what you got to do to get it. Go to buyraycon.com. That's BUYRAYCON.com/offensive. And there you're going to get 15% off your entire Raycon order. It's such a good deal. You'll want to grab a pair and a spare. And actually, I have 3 pairs of wireless headphones in my house. One of them are a Raycon, and it's one that I end up using mostly to exercise because they don't fall out and get kicked out. That's 15% off at buyraycon.com/offensive. BUYRAYCON.com/offensive for 15% off. I encourage you to check them out. So we went ahead and we talked to these people using our cheap little headphones and our camera system. And we decided that we were going to ask them then about the vaccine to see if we could get some clarity if the world isn't satanic and isn't full of confusion. And maybe, just maybe, as we've known, Savannah, right, that it's only the dumb idiot, white, Republican, racists that are spreading the pandemic. The whole pandemic, even though it's spiking in Israel, all those white, Republican, Christian, dumb racists in Israel. It's like they're everywhere in the world. Apparently.
Yeah, blame the white male. Blame white people. And yeah, it sucks, but this is kind of what you call some historical karma, dude. Oh, I see that fly. Motherfucker, I see you flying around. I see that fucking fly. Come get you some, motherfucker. It's just been revoked. Yes. I picked this shit up, man. The fucking flies are like, I know what that is. Oh boy.
Apparently,
they're all Trump supporters. They're all Trump supporters. They wake up, they put their MAGA hats on, and they go and just spread COVID everywhere.
You know what's fucking maddening about, it's fucking crazy on both sides, YouTube. The radical Trump supporters and the anti-Trumpies. It's radical and crazy on all sides. This is why I'm independent. I happen to agree with some of Trump's policies. I also happen to agree with some of Biden's policies. I'm in the middle. Personally speaking, though, I kind of wish we had Bernie Sanders for president. But hey, you want proof that our country is very anti-Semitic. Feel the burn. Like me and President Biden have the same taste in shotguns. I like double-barrel shotguns. They're loads of fun, but that's beside the point, man.
Exactly. Oh, the gospel of Jesus Christ and COVID, we're coming for you. But we decided to ask them about the vaccine, and their answers might actually surprise you. They're for masks, but listen to this.
Are you guys all fully vaccinated?
It's too rushed. It's a scam. People are dying and shit.
My brother, he had the vaccine and caught COVID again, so I just feel like it's bullshit to me.
What? So you're telling Now, Elijah Schaefer is talking to real people in Texas. You're telling me what the fuck? Okay, this is why I don't get the fucking vaccine, dude. This is exactly why I don't get the COVID vaccine. It's the truth. Like, oh wait, this shit can give you COVID? Isn't it supposed to prevent COVID? That's why it's called a vaccine. People are dying from the vaccines. People are getting COVID from the vaccines. And nobody wants to fucking talk about it because it's like, you know what I'm saying? You talk about this shit and they will censor your ass. Because that's not what they want you to do, man. Now, I will get the vaccine if it's required for like international travel and shit. Because me and my dad might go to London next spring, although I'm not holding my breath because of the way things are right now.
So if you ask me.
It's us.
Government. I'm not getting anything that they just made up. After I got my first shot, I mean, I felt a little weak, but I mean, nothing's too serious. I mean, I think I got a little like fatigue, but that's it.
I got a vaccine in 2019 and stayed 9 days in the hospital because of the vaccine.
Everybody's like spazzing out. Like literally the side effects of the vaccine, that is worse than the actual virus.
Well, the White House hired a gay YouTuber to the cross-dresser to try to like tell people to take the vaccine.
We need to get shots in the arms of every single American.
Do you think that kind of taxpayer-funded material, like getting a cross-dresser telling you to take the vaccine, would help you to get it?
That definitely, I already saw that video. That definitely turned my opinion down on it. That's why I haven't taken it.
Why would I want to take advice from somebody like who's not like who they really are? So it's just not.
They feel comfortable getting one? Okay. I'm not going to get one. Wasn't going to get one anyway. But now I can't get one because one of them already ripped my mind.
Okay. I guess we're doing an ad for Good and Gather Water.
Sorry, that was kind of
horrible
a rough pause there.
Wow. People are suspicious. This just shows you because the messaging is confusing on these vaccines, right? Number one, you have people like Senator Rand Paul, who is not only a sitting senator, but is also a medical doctor who gets suspended from YouTube for sharing and talking about 2 peer-reviewed studies about COVID and the vaccines, I believe, in relation to some extent. So it's like when you're telling us, listen to the doctors, listen to the government, listen to science, and you literally get a doctor who works in the government reading to you actual science, right? Peer review meaning this is something that has been generally accepted by the medical community. This is not a random thing you read on Gateway Pundit that may or may not be true, even though I love Gateway Pundit, that's not a dig. They get some things wrong and mostly right, like myself and like anybody else. But not the government, not doctors, not science, right? Sad because they get it right 100% of the time, according to the current narratives today. They're getting it right so often that even the director of the CDC, if you can go to my screen here, is like the CDC director says that she's struggling to communicate with Americans about COVID-19 amid politics and mistrust because it's so hard because it's like, it's not her fault, right? Because the CDC doesn't get it wrong.
Never.
It's because of people like me that get it wrong, that we don't trust the CDC.
Yeah, it definitely wasn't the CDC that overinflated numbers of COVID cases in Florida and Texas in the same week, was it?
Yes, and also not to forget that even just this week, the Texas Tribune, which is the equivalent of like the Washington Post in Washington or the New York Times in New York, et cetera. We have the Texas Tribune as our big paper here. Put out a paper with the CDC saying that I believe it was around 5,800 children were hospitalized this week from COVID alone.
Yeah.
And then they made a minor retraction at the end of that. Is it in our script, by the way?
It should be, but if it's not there,
no, it doesn't. It's fine. They can find it on. It's not here.
You were correct with those numbers, though, that it was 5,800, and they were trying to say that it was.
It turned out that they got that number wrong, and it's not 5,800 children this week. They issued a minor correction. It was actually several hundred, and that number 5,800 was actually the amount of children hospitalized since the beginning of when we declared COVID a pandemic. And I say we declared it, as in when the CDC declared it. So that is not a minor difference. When you take a number when there's currently being fear-mongering, do you know that amidst by correlation of population size with hospitalizations, that Florida is like number 45 out of 50 in states, I believe last week, and maybe 37 this week. and that the biggest states that have the most cases per capita are like Vermont, and these are very liberal places. And they always talk about, oh, Texas and Florida, they have such high numbers. Yeah, because we're pretty damn big states, so we would have a lot of numbers.
I do want you to point this out too, because the media right now is fear-mongering about children being hospitalized. But they're being hospitalized right now with what?
RSV.
Yeah, exactly. And it's being counted as COVID for some reason. But yeah, I keep hearing, because I heard from you first about RSV, and now Bongino's talking about it.
Yo, that fly is hiding from me, dog. Yeah, the flies have gone down since I got this bug swatter gun. Straight up. These things are really easy too. Like your mom. No, I'm just kidding. You too. Now these things are loads of fun to like shoot flies with. You open up the container, take your table salt, just like that. Dump it in there, close it up, and then, yeah, give it a when you see a flying, you know what I'm saying? Like, is this the rest of the episode, just them bitching about our society? What about that one wannabe satanic asshole?
Now I'm seeing several media articles about it, but these cases of these kids being hospitalized are being counted as COVID. And then again, it's like, oh, Florida and Texas are super spreader states.
And to put this into perspective, speaking of the Texas Tribune, right? This is not me just backing this up. I've told you guys I was sick with RSV. I've had this problem. It gave me laryngitis. It lasted like 22 to 24 days, and I still have problems with my throat. I know literally 50 or more people it got to. It came from my liberal family, who I'm not allowed over their house because I'm not vaccinated against COVID. Yet, unironically, they're the ones who spread RSV to me and the rest of the community. This article from Texas Tribune says specifically that Texas children and children's hospitals are under siege from actually two viruses, RSV and COVID-19. Now, you're not going to hear about RSV. It's actually so prevalent and well understood in the medical community that when I went to go to get tested and went to go to get treatment, the pharmacist said to me specifically from a CVS that yes, RSV is back this year, but it's more virulent and has stronger side effects than normal. And the side effects themselves are extremely dangerous. My dad wasn't able to breathe. I had an actual anaphylaxis. My throat closed up, Savannah. You don't know about this. I couldn't breathe. I thought I was going to die. I was ready to poke a hole in my throat, which you can do using a pen, because I was suffocating. That's how bad it was, guys.
Yeah, I remember your voice too. Like people were literally leaving in our podcast reviews, like, your voice sounds awful, but I still love you.
I was struggling. I really was.
And
I know children. I know multiple children who have RSV. My poor little niece, beautiful little niece, just coughing and long-term side effects. I don't know any kids who have COVID, but I do know a lot of kids hospitalized from RSV. And of course, that the lab coat person will be like, "Oh, that's anecdotal evidence. That's not real." Well, here's your real evidence, okay?
And while Elijah takes a little coffee break because he's still recovering from RSV, I was listening to Bongino's
That was
show.
real.
Yeah, and I believe he was saying it was like 58,000 children per year get hospitalized with RSV, which again are way higher numbers than children who have been hospitalized with COVID, but we're not shutting down our entire economy for RSV.
Yeah, it says here. Oh, this is the article.
Oh, this is the correction article.
This is where they accidentally said that 5,800 children were there. Well, it turns out that the little girl had contracted COVID-19 and began having seizures, and her pulse weakened. Her mom couldn't feel her taking breaths anymore. Again, as you go down, and they go down in this article to talk about how during the last year, RSV was largely dormant. Aha! Isn't that so funny? Here we are again. During COVID-19, this virus that is always active wasn't active during 2020, like the flu. How is it that masks and social distancing stopped every virus in the country except for COVID-19. Do you see what I'm saying, Savannah? Well, it looks like every other normal respiratory virus that we have in the country just didn't work in 2020, and everybody had COVID. And you're like, no, they didn't.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. It's almost like we're diagnosing other viruses as COVID-19.
I wouldn't want to say that, because then you would be speaking medical
we would
fact and the
never say
possibility that maybe this is a dishonest counting. And no, I don't think the idea that people can't catch respiratory diseases, but they count every respiratory illness as COVID-19. When you ask most nurses, some nurses talk about how they're figuring out the Delta variant is by taking random sequences, random samples, sending them into the NIH and the CDC. And I'm not sure which department or who's actually conducting the tests. I haven't looked into that.
Who's in charge of this?
But I'm saying that they say, oh, that's how they figure out, statistical analysis by upticking by the amount of cases, how many people probably have Delta. But most nurses I know, like one nurse I know told me that they're just counting Delta based on the degeneration rate of alveolar tissue in the lung, et cetera. So there's a different methodology from each person I speak to, which shows me there's nothing consistent, which exactly shows me the problem, right? And of course, it says that it was largely dormant because experts believe it was due to people masking up during the pandemic. Now, what's ironic is that that's so funny, but my niece caught it in a hospital where they all had to wear masks, and it was caught in a hospital where they're still wearing masks to this day. So I would say fact checked according to popular opinion and anecdotal evidence, and also reality, is that that's not what kept it dormant, and that's conjecture. But now in the last several weeks, thousands of Texan children have tested positive for the virus. In addition, the Delta variant of COVID-19 appears to affect unvaccinated children more often than previous variant. It's unclear if children are also becoming sicker from it from other variants of COVID-19 than from other variants. So the Delta, with the regular flu season approaching, medical experts are concerned over how hospital capacity could be affected. So the flu's back, guys. The flu is back. RSV is back. And they disappeared for 1 year. Savannah, for 1 year, they disappeared. It's like a father leaving his family and being like, oopsie, I was just gone working hard for a year. It's like, oh, are you sure?
Yeah, they just kind of like went dormant for the year because they were like, oh, okay, cool, like COVID's got this. Like, we don't need to really infect anyone this year because we've got the COVID pandemic.
Take a break.
So we're just going to go on vacation. COVID, you got this. Go ahead. And no other viruses were on the face of the earth over the past year.
They took a break.
Yeah, they did. They went on a sabbatical.
And I love that correction that we read where it says literally, an earlier version of the story overstated the number of children who have been hospitalized in Texas recently with COVID-19. The story said over 5,800 children had been hospitalized during a 7-day period in August, according to the CDC. And the number correctly referred to the hospitalized of COVID-19 since the pandemic began. In actuality, it was 783 children were admitted to Texas hospitals with COVID-19, but it didn't say for COVID-19, which means they might have had RSV and showed the antibodies and also had RSV and contracted COVID-19 while with a weakened immune system because it lasts for up to a month. So it's like, but nobody cares. Nobody cares because it's not COVID. Because it's not politically advantageous to care about any other disease.
This would be such a perfect time for you to bring up that tweet that's like, another COVID death. Do you have that one? Because this is literally how we are counting COVID deaths at this point.
Yeah, let me go to that right now.
And that's what we did last year too. Remember, people were like, oh yeah, he died in a car crash. It was because of COVID, 100%.
Yeah, this one.
Let's see it.
New Jersey inmate freed early due to COVID. He had COVID, is charged with murder 2 days later. That is from Critical Jake Theory, Jake Coco. And it's like, yeah, another COVID death. I also remind you that I think I just said on the last show that we know an individual who then said they died from COVID.
I see that fly. He snuck back out. Now watch what happens when you pump it. When you pump it, the bug assault gun sucks salt from the container, and you can pump it whether it's unsafe or not. Time to terminate these flies.
And it turns out that they were 65, which is not that old. Like you should die at 65. They had respiratory problems. They were on oxygen.
Who the fuck are you, dude? You should not die at 65. You know what I'm saying? Live for as long as you can. Fucking such a typical young person attitude.
I don't know if it was related to having COVID, but they had COVID and then they choked on their food, but the doctor blamed it of not being able to get the oxygen turned on, and that if they would have lived longer while choking, I believe, if they had more respiratory pressure because of COVID, but they died from choking on their food and they got counted as a COVID death. This is a family friend, by the way. I'm not making this up. This is a family friend. It's very sad for the family. Okay, very sad.
Yeah.
And I love, and I
Extremely
also
sad,
too,
to be
that
honest.
someone's niece I know was 13. They said she was that she died from COVID, and I said I would like to know the details regarding that situation. It's not because I want to make light of the situation, but because I want to know if I'm wrong and if 13-year-olds are really just dropping dead from COVID. And I'm not going to get into things because this is a minor, but let's just say that it's not necessary.
I shot that fucking fly, dude. Let's see if he comes around again. Yeah, this bug assault kicks ass. Not a sponsor.
Necessarily dying of COVID. And that's what we're seeing time and time again,
Yeah.
is that people are dying with this rapid test or the blood test.
Okay, I'm curious. Yeah, it's probably going to be a staggering amount. Motherfucker. Look, if you don't hit the fly directly, you miss, it ain't going to be fully effective. So you really got to be on that shit like steak on rice. I missed him, dude. He's still flying around. God damn it. How many people have died from COVID-19?
According to 247wallst.com, since the first death attributable to COVID-19 was reported in the United States on February.
Jesus Christ. Okay, let's add these numbers up. In the United States alone, we have 630,875 plus global cases for deaths. 4, 3, 4, 2, 7, 6, 9. That's how many confirmed deaths we have from COVID altogether. I just binged it. That's, dude, that's That's some surreal shit, dude.
There's a lot of factors that can bring these antibodies into you, as well as this is a respiratory infection. It is new into the environment. It is 100% the Department of Defense said it is, I will say, probable that it came from the Wuhan lab. Duh. We already know that. But you know, and China won't even cooperate now. The Pentagon says that China won't. Pentagon and the Department of or the Secretary of State, I believe, said that China will no longer cooperate with investigations to the origin of the Wuhan coronavirus. It's because it came probably from their labs and was funded by the U.S. So there's that. That's why we want to hold them accountable.
Yeah, no, honestly, though, too, I read that and I was like, maybe China's kind of based for not wanting to work with the CDC, who they know openly lies. And like you just said, this is like what U.S. funded type lab leak thing.
It was.
So.
It is. It is. And I have to say, on the flip side of things, if you go to my screener, Savannah, this article specifically from The Hill, which is a liberal publication, is absolutely and fundamentally a liberal publication.
Yeah.
Talks about the confusing rhetoric that's coming. It says fully vaccinated man dies of COVID-19. Daughter says that he was cautious.
So cautious.
And the story at a glance is that a woman's fully vaccinated father died from COVID-19. No vaccines provide 100% protection against the virus.
Wait, what? You can choose to believe what you want to believe. Within reason.
AK, who's fully
Really?
vaccinated. The father was mostly indoors, wore a mask, his surviving daughter said. Now, people would say that this case is extremely rare, but unfortunately for him, we're going to find out that this is not as rare as some would suspect or some would make.
And can I say something really quickly? Because I was reading this article yesterday, and that third point actually read that doctor said it would have been so much worse if he hadn't gotten vaccinated. So they changed this article because conservatives completely roasted the fact that he died, but they said it could have been so much worse if he didn't get vaccinated. They changed it.
Josh brought that up and said, look, we know that if he was not vaccinated, it would have been worse.
Mm-hmm.
And I know everyone's like, how could you get worse than dying? And then they backtracked and were like, oh, well, his like process of dying would have been better. And it's like, oh, so all the vaccines do is make our death more comfortable.
Yeah.
That is not appropriate.
You're still gonna die, but like it'll be like dying in sweatpants.
That is not fun. And that's why we talked about this idea of the deterioration of science, the deterioration of truth comes down to the deterioration of Western civilization, which also comes to what we're going to get into, some of this other stuff that has to do with this attack on whiteness and this breaking down of all things that white civilization created. And it's important to that. And to kind of wrap this up, this is all an act, because even look at this weird act from this nurse that was
40 minutes in and 44 seconds. They're like 59 minutes and 12 seconds. We'll do the whole thing.
It's on TV that I don't know what's going on here, but this kind of summarizes it well. Let's go ahead and let's play video 5.
Doctors like P.O. Myers, who had this message.
I'm trying to encourage everybody to please take this Delta variant very seriously due to the transmissibility. It is incredibly contagious, and our children are getting sick. Sorry, can't do this.
Clearly overcome with emotion.
Clearly overcome with
I love the blue lights. Savannah, can you test our cams here real fast? Can you get that one of our cams working?
I don't have access to our guest camera, but I do have access to our guest mic.
So true.
I'm sorry. There's a wild John Doyle in our studio right now, but the camera's not working.
Well,
if he wants to come over to my shot, he can though.
Given that Savannah, I will have to monitor that Savannah is the white person expert residently, and that we will be talking about, what'd you say, whiteness and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that it was important for me to sort of be here to kind of like check her and make sure she doesn't get out of line as a white person. Just like we talked about earlier, you having a resident black person here to make sure that I don't get out of line when delivering my expertise to the audience.
Yeah, well, as for our blind viewers, you are not confused because you don't even know you can't see them. But before you want to stay here for this conversation when we're talking about this.
Yeah, here. Where's John? There he is.
Bring him in.
I like how people just are kind of always making cameos in the back of my shot now. Wild John Doyle.
He's just coming through. But I got to tell you that life is painful. There's a lot of pain going on in life. Things are not amazing. Things are not great. And if you're feeling nauseous on your commute right now, maybe you're on your train, subway, maybe it's bumper to bumper, maybe you're sitting in your office and you feel sick to your stomach. Well, look, we've all experienced that before. And first I would tell you probably stop eating processed and fast foods. But sometimes you've tried to make better changes for your body. You've tried to make better changes for your life. And that feeling just won't go away. Whether it's in the backseat of a car staring at your phone, maybe after one too many on a night out. I know about that one with friends. Or even just from the anxiety of a work day. Believe me, working with Sav, you know what that's like. Well, let me talk to you about something called Relief Band. Relief Band is the #1 FDA-cleared anti-nausea wristband that has been clinically proven to quickly relieve and effectively prevent nausea and vomiting associated with motion, sickness, anxiety, migraines, hangovers, morning sickness, chemotherapy, and so much more. The product is 100% drug-free, which I do like, and that's why I like to bring it here on the show. I'm not a big fan of Big Pharma. This is non-drowsy and provides all-natural relief with 0 side effects for as long as needed. Relief Band stimulates a nerve in the wrist that travels to the part of the brain that controls nausea. Then it blocks the signal your brain is sending to your stomach, telling you that you are sick. The technology was originally developed for over 20 years ago in hospitals to relieve nausea for patients, but now the Relief Band, it is available to the masses. As the world is opening back up, don't let the fear of nausea keep you on the sidelines. And if you're getting ready to take that summer road trip, hopping on a boat, or you're just anxious about heading back into the office, I have got good news. Right now, Relief Band has an exclusive offer just for you guys. If you go to reliefband.com, that's RELIEFBAND.com, use promo code OFFENSIVE, you will receive 20% off plus free shipping and a no question asked 30-day money-back guarantee. So head to reliefband.com, that's RELIEFBAND.com, use promo code OFFENSIVE for 20% off plus free shipping and money-back guarantee. And I will tell you, that's why on products like this, when you guys say, well, I have you used it a lot? Have you this or that? I wouldn't bring a product that if there was any reason that it's like, well, maybe if it did or didn't work for you, that you didn't get a money back guarantee. So it's like, I always tell you that the products that I will bring you are backed. And if it's like, if I'm like, well, maybe some people, medical things could work differently for you or not, then it's like, well, it doesn't work for you, then get your money back. So there's really a no risk. Go to reliefband.com, use promo code OFFENSIVE right now for 20% off free shipping and find out how you can end your nausea today. Check it out. So go to my screen here. This is a screenshot from Wikipedia. Wikipedia now has an update to the Caucasian race. The Caucasian race, also known as Caucasoid or Europid, is an obsolete racial classification of human beings based on a now disproven theory of biological race. Caucasian race was historically regarded as a biological taxon, which, depending on which of the historical race classification was being used, usually included ancient and modern populations from all or parts of Europe, Western Asia, Central Asia, South Asia, North Africa, and the Horn of African. You know,
I saw the new episode of American Dad. They featured a Second Empire Victorian mansion in that bitch. Jeff is so stupid. Holy shit. Nasty ass. It's called a pedicure, you sick fuck.
there are some people that look white, but they are North African, and it does give them some abilities to say things in Burger King hats that other people may not have the right to say. John, coming to you first, how does it feel to know that you are now obsolete?
Thanks for bringing me here, Elijah. It feels pretty good. I don't have to worry about anything anymore, knowing that I am completely obsolete and that my period of history is over. We can now yield. We can now yield to the Chinese. I will greet them as liberators, and perhaps I'll create like the Euro Han master race with the.
Yeah. I'm sick of this crap. Just because we give blacks, minorities, everyone else more rights doesn't mean we take away the rights of crackers. You know what I'm saying? But we can't have that conversation because you might be a racist. It's like, how is it racist, though, if, like, you say, fuck racism, and you can't stick up for your own race, all because of some assholes from the 1950s and backwards, you know what I'm saying? Like, shit.
Chinese.
Let's use words like, hey, Jumbo, we're donezo. You know, I got to get extra white. We're done. We're obsolete, so we got to bring back our previous language.
Bud, it's over for you guys, okay? I'd like to personally thank Joe Biden for opening the border so that Asians and Hispanics could take over America. So big ups to Biden.
That wasn't the Bidens. That was actually the Kennedys in 1965. But go off.
Yeah. Also, don't forget about Woodrow Wilson selling us out to the Rothschilds. So there's that one too. So I mean, there are those little details, and then FDR totally bringing in the state control. But it's like, you think that the Caucasian race being obsolete, how could this affect people? Do people really believe this? Well, John, what you missed earlier, we're gonna go and replay the intro video. People do believe this. Thank God, though, some people are fighting back and reminding them, oh yeah, we are not obsolete. We never were, and we're gonna continue to fight back. Let's have a reminder that people believe being white is a genetic effect.
We aren't supposed to exist. Being white is a genetic mutation.
TikTok at 1400.8,000. What the fuck? All skin colors are a form of genetic mutation. It's called, what did I say it was? Evolution. There we go.
Oopsie. Appears like we're not going away anytime soon, and it seems like we're actually doing pretty damn good. We've built a country before. I have no problem working.
But there's no denying that whites are becoming the minority now, and there's nothing wrong with that. Just as long as we're not being hypocrites about the whole thing, you know what I'm saying? We got to end segregation for women, men, and all races. And we got to end segregation for the LGBTQ plus community, provided they're not being sickos about it. You know what I'm saying?
To build another one again. And as Jesse Kelly said recently, is that violence is going to be inevitable. And of course, we're not condoning it. It's just that you back a dog into a corner long enough, they eventually bite back. But also, if for some reason through the fortified elections we're able to ever win anything again to prevent violence, the leader that the people will pick on the right will be everything that the left pretended Trump was, just as vicious, just as crazy, and might I actually say perhaps even a real fascist. John, what are your thoughts?
I think it's very sad, but I think you're basically correct. Like, we don't want it to come to that, but it's like when you take a group of people and you demonize them over the course of several decades and you take their country from them and they realize they have like literally nothing left to lose. It's like, that's kind of what the expected reaction would be throughout history. It's not that we're bad people. It's like, this is just what history suggests. The only thing that I think is different with our particular circumstance is that we have been so biologically wired to basically be agreeable and weak through the way that they alter our hormones with food or water, or even like the things that they choose to get us addicted to, whether that's pornography or marijuana, alcohol, doesn't matter. So like we are
okay, no. The addiction to marijuana is psychological. That's bullshit. Alcohol is way more addicting than marijuana, and I can testify to that. I mean, yes, there are people who are addicted to smoking weed and they can't cope when they do it, when they go through it. You know what I'm saying? The withdrawals and shit. They get irritable, moody, and yeah. So it can happen. I've seen it, but you know what I'm saying? It depends on the person.
Probably the weakest class of men to have ever existed on the face of the planet, but we're also being put into this set of circumstances that would require us to be the strong men that the hard times are supposed to be creating. So I really don't know what's going to happen, but I'm here for it either way.
Yeah, and everything is backwards, though, in all of this. My point is they want to destroy what we built, which is a society built upon God, truth, family, and freedom, amongst other principles. And so not only are they trying to destroy us, they want to destroy anybody who still holds on to these tenets, which is why you see people, CNN saying that anyone who's talking about this great replacement theory is a white supremacist, is a neo-Nazi, that this is wrong. Now, it's funny, this idea of a great replacement theory of bringing in people from other countries to replace the traditional Western Eurocentric individuals who colonized this land and who established this nation. They say that it's fake, that they're not being replaced, this isn't happening. But at the same time, if you go to my screen, Washington Post says, it's not happening. If you talk about this theory, you are a racist. But the number of white people did fall in the US for the first time since 1790. 1790, okay, it's pretty crazy, according to new data from the 2020 census. So for hundreds of years, this country has been a certain way, and well, it's now not that way anymore. But don't be alarmed, don't be worried, because as we saw originally, we have a better world for you. We have satanic incestual pedophiles who are going to be reading to your children. And John, if you didn't know about this, this is the city of Bloomington is hosting an incest fetish pornographer Satan worshiper to perform at Drag Queen Story Hour with posts like this to see solo J.O. Biddy.
No, fuck pedophiles, dude. I'm serious. Like, let's take this mask off and be real. Fuck pedophiles. They're gross.
Videos, me effing my bro, and more satanic outdoor horny SHIT. Check out my OnlyFans, aka this guy was invited at all costs. Now, if you go down again, as we were reading earlier, like he even, literally has posts saying, "Hail Satan," and raised money for the Satanic Temple. And to prevent Savannah from having to blur anything else, we won't click on any more of these images that have nudity in them. But I would love sometimes to just trigger John, because John hates this kind of stuff, degenerate stuff.
I hate the Antichrist. I really do. And it's like, you have to understand that it is a spiritual war. And when we say Satanist.
Okay, you got to understand something, asswipe. Not every Satanist is like this. You want to talk about a spiritual war, motherfucker? There are plenty of fucking sick assholes who molest children, and they're in your little sky god church. Catholics. Catholics. Excuse me. Oh, shit. So, like, you want to give this guy crap because he's a Satanist and he's doing all this nasty shit? Examine your own shit for a second. There are a lot of sickos on the Christian side of things, too, man. They ruin it for your side, too, dude. Why the fuck is there a spiritual fucking war? Why can't Christians and Satanists unite together against the sickos and say, we've had enough of all these fucking assholes ruining it for our religions? Enough is enough. But now it's, well, you worship Jesus? Yeah, fuck you. Well, you worship Satan? Yeah, well, fuck you too. And it's just like, shut the fuck up.
We're not using that hyperbolically. Like, Satanism isn't about necessarily like child sacrifice or like weird occult stuff. Satanism is literally just the worship of the self. Like, the Latin that Lucifer said to God was non serviam, which means I will not serve. I will not subject myself to your objective order. I want to just pursue whatever I want. Like, that's what Satanism is. That can manifest in ways like, I am my priority, therefore I can, pervert children, or I can kill animals and do like weird sacrifices. But that's ultimately what that is like the worship of the self, which is what liberalism is. Liberalism is literally defined by
No. Just because you can does not mean you should.
Hyper autonomous individual and nothing else matters.
It's almost over, you two. We got like
matters. We're all individuals. We have no connection to culture or language or society. We're all individuals. That's what that is. And that's why society has become so destabilized. And this type of stuff is now getting pushed into the mainstream militantly. And your children will be exposed to it at libraries that are funded by your taxpayers. What are you going to do about it? Probably nothing, to be honest. I don't know. Are you going to do anything about it? I'm not going to do anything about it.
Guillotine.
Yeah, if you're not going to do anything about it, if you're not going to do anything about it, then why the fuck you bitching about it, brah?
No, I'm just kidding. I'm not going to do that right now. But people have done things like that in the past. I am telling.
Considering the Satanic Church, okay, Satanic 11 rules of the earth. Rule number 9: never hurt small children.
You that. I'm telling you, and you can get mad at me for promoting violence. No. People sexually preying on children, you do deserve the death penalty. You do.
No shit.
It's like, then you look at this from Blaze News, released an article saying, like, video of a woman walks up to another woman, just shoots her dead on the sidewalk in front of witnesses, and then casually walks back to her vehicle. We see this of the store shop front owner at the Shoe Palace in Fairfax in Los Angeles being shot dead over a pair of shoes, which is a video I don't think we can put up here. I gave it to you, Savannah, but apparently it is being censored off of YouTube, so we're not allowed to play it.
What the fuck? Oh my God, dude. The cherry on top of the bullshit cake. It's bad enough. We got some weird wannabe satanic loser sick fuck ruining it for the LGBTQ plus, ruining it for drag queens, and ruining it for Satanists. But here's a woman shooting another woman just point blank in the face over a pair of fucking shoes. Are you kidding me right now?
Like 1984.
Yeah, we can't watch that one on YouTube. We also have the other video. Can we play a little bit of this as well? Watch this altercation. There's these very young people. There's always a consistency. I tell you guys, and they just knock out this white guy who's just standing there. They just like knock him out, and he like almost dies. And this is why I always tell you guys, keep your guards up. Keep your guards up. You know why? Go to my screen. This isn't a joke. Keep your guards up. Because the greatest threat to our safety is climate change. And if you don't keep your guards up, guys, carbon emissions are eventually going to cause a rise in sea levels, and they're going to take away our coastal lands, and we're going to have migration patterns, and then we're going to have a coagulation of people in a central zone, and a new variant of COVID will eventually wipe out your newborn infant. And that's why you should ignore the violence, ignore the fact of who's really committing the crimes. You should ignore what's controlling the banks, who controls the media.
No, fuck that. You should not ignore the violence. If you refuse to acknowledge it, then it'll only continue. Fuck you. Ignore the violence. How are you supposed to ignore it when that's all you see is on the news is violence, rioting? If you refuse to ignore it and just sweep it underneath the rug, then it's never gonna fucking go away, dude.
What's going on in society? Ignore that all. Don't talk about big pharma or even that Trump is in the pockets of big pharma's in his pockets. Don't talk about the fact that we have a fortified election, that everything is an illusion, that
he's being sarcastic, of course, but
fact checkers had to convince you that our president wasn't a hologram. Abandon all those notions. And remember, guys, reduce your carbon footprint. Would you say I summed that up pretty well, John?
Yeah, pretty well. The average man in this country is more concerned with the fact, or I should say more emotional about the fact that Alfred Molina is reprising his role as Dr. Octavius in the upcoming Spider-Man film than they are about all the things you just mentioned. It's a totally like hyper-consumerist culture where we're just distracted by all these bright lights and flashes and media things. It's totally pathetic.
No, it really is. And that's why I said that it's a satanic world. We are living in a satanic pedophile world. And
no. You're not going to tie Satanism to the P word. Fuck you. They're separate. Fuck you. Like, it's unfortunate that pedophiles and rapists exist in our fucking fucked off world. It has nothing to do with religion. Because there are Christians and Catholics who do this nasty shit too, dog. You want to have a real conversation about this crap? I'm gonna need a smoke after this video, yo.
That's the more of you that argue against Christianity, the more I find that a lot of you guys that don't believe in it are saying that at the very least, even if you become agnostic or remain pagan or atheist, and I really love that I have a varied audience, and I don't want to isolate those of you who don't believe the same way, but have you ever noticed, one quick thing, have you ever noticed that as you go on with your life, that the people that you become more and more isolated with are majority like right-wing Christian people, that it's like almost like we are the last stand of the truth of what's actually going on?
No. Just because you see one sick fucking asshole doing this incest crap doesn't mean they're all like that. It only takes one bad apple to ruin the whole bunch, dude.
Because we are not children of the lie, so we are not deceived, and we have no deception as we are children of the light. We walk in the light, it says in 1 John 1:8, so then we have fellowship with one another. It is because of the blood of his son Jesus Christ that cleanses us from all
fuck your Jesus Christ,
all our unrighteousness, right? So it's this fellowship that because we aren't deceived and we are in the light, we walk in the light and we are cleansed from unrighteousness, that we somehow find community because we know that in the last days that we are the remnant that stands up and that we eventually will be killed for standing up for the truth.
Yeah, I've noticed that too.
No, I don't know about that. That seems a bit extreme. Of course, what would you expect from the radical rights, man? They use fear-mongering tactics to scare you. They will use the fear of what the public is going through. They use fear tactics to scare you into believing shit.
Too, as I've sort of entered the real world, because when you're in high school and, you know, you're sheltered by your parents from the world, you and everybody you know are all kind of just on the same plane, right? Like, no, you know, there are kids that are going to party and do certain things, but everyone's
considering, I'll say it again, satanic church, satanic 11 rules of the earth. Rule number 9, look it up. No, you know what? Fuck this. I'm looking it up right now. Satanic 11 rules of the earth.
According to churchofsatan.com, by Anton Zander Levy, do not give opinions or advice unless you are asked. Do not tell your troubles to others unless you are sure they want to hear them.
I'm going to post this in chat. The Church of Satan is decent shit, man. You tuned in, didn't you? So yeah, you're asking. Educate yourselves, assholes. Rule number 9, do not harm little children. Look at that. Right there. I see rule number 9. It also says, let's see. Rule number 5, do not make sexual advances unless you are given the mating signals. And rule number 9 as well, which basically says fuck rape and fuck pedophiles. Okay, so people doing this crap are just ruining it for Satanists. And it's fucked off. This is why I sympathize with Catholics, dude. There are a lot of good Catholics who don't do sick shit like this. But the ones that do, ruin it for your religion. Sounds familiar, doesn't it? With like Muslims and the whole suicide bomber bullshit. Like I said, it only takes one asshole to ruin it for everyone.
Kind of basically the same. But then you get into the real world and you notice that all of the kids who are the most atheist evangelically are then the ones who are basically destroying themselves at the greatest rate of acceleration. And it's very sad to see this happen, but it's true. It's like you can't have truth or good without God because God defines those things.
No, he does not. He, she, them. This is what I'm talking about. Like, these radical fucking Republican Christians are fucking nuts, dude. Now, if you want to be Christian, that's your choice. You want to worship Jesus Christ and God, that's your choice. But quit shoving it in fucking people's faces like this. Oh, but God loves all his children. But then COVID-19 happened. Where's your loving almighty sky God now? But God loves and protects his children. But then COVID-19 happened.
You try to find them yourself, but because you are flawed, you're just eventually going to denigrate into like a sinful, depressing state.
Yep, we're all flawed in some way, my dude. Yeah, it's almost over. I watched like the first 2 minutes of this off camera, and I was just like, oh, dude, I was so fucking pissed. I had to go outside and have a smoke. I took a couple deep breaths. And I'm sitting there debating it, like, should I do a video response or should I just ignore it? And I'm like, nah, fuck it. I'll do a video response.
Yeah, and you know that's what we have to tell you guys. I have to tell you, I don't try to.
And that's just it. Like, I don't judge Christians or Catholics unless they judge me or shove their belief in my face. You dig, YouTube? I don't shove my belief in people's faces, so I would expect them to not do it to me. If they ask questions, I will answer. What questions I'm allowed to answer to non-members, of course. But you dig what I'm saying, YouTube? Like, I feel like unless they ask, then keep your mouth shut. Silence is golden.
To bring God into things. God is in my heart and my mind, and I will continue. I made a face.
Yeah, it's because the power of the mind is a beautiful thing. The power of the mind is a beautiful thing. It's the truth. The power of the mind, YouTube, is a beautiful thing. It's got these fucking right-wing lunatics convinced that there's this almighty sky god that watches over everything you do, including when you jerk it. And isn't it weird how, like, God is depicted as a man in the Bible? That's kind of sexist, don't you think? For all we know, God could be both sexes. Yeah, God's a hermaphrodite. How do you like them apples?
Facebook post that I shared on my Telegram the other day where it was like, I was like from a long time ago, like 6-7 years ago, I think, and it was like, oh, like I love reading my Bible. I love knowing the truth of God, because even if one day there's social, physical, or professional consequences for standing up for the truth, I want to.
No, I can't listen to this crap. Bible thumping bullshit. It's like, hey, buddy, how many fucking sick assholes in the Christian world have done sick shit to children in the name of Jesus? A lot. Catholics included. And I hate to be like that, but it's the fucking truth. So don't fucking sit here and try to preach like, oh yeah, I'm better than you because I read the Bible. Man, fuck you. I'm unsubscribing.
To be ready. And little did I know, a few years later, there would be a lot of social, physical, and professional consequences for standing up for the truth. I didn't think we'd get there so quickly, but so goes acceleration.
Just because you believe it doesn't make it the truth, dude.
And on that note, I don't know how John got into this episode, but
I snuck in. They need to.
And you couldn't just let Sydney Watson believe what she wanted to believe. You had to shove your idea down her throat and make her agnostic.
To secure the southern border of the broom.
Yeah.
John just doesn't like when I have an opinion on this show, so he comes and bombards me. So I
Savannah only like every third or fourth episode gets to like literally be the co-host, and then
I
John
know, and
can't
John
even
comes
let her
in
have
and
that.
he's just like, "Forget you, Sap."
I'm a white man. We conquer. What can I say? We have to colonize.
We colonized Savannah's literal 47 minutes of fame, which is more than most people's 15 minutes. Before we go any further, please remember that this is a podcast, audio only. We are growing our audience, and even though technically I'm Savannah's boss, Savannah's supervisor, like actually was very happy. Savannah, right? Are we not growing this? And she was really happy with you pushing this way.
Mm-hmm,
And it helps your job, and you get better. You basically, if you guys want to make Savannah's job better and prolong her life here and help her to get a raise long term, then go ahead and leave a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts, on Google Play, and subscribe and listen and get the audio only. Become a blind viewer. You might get your review read on the show. Also, don't forget to sign up at blazetv.com/Elijah to become an SOB, so that maybe just one day we could become your top 17 host again. That'd be a really blessing, because I have a feeling with my new show, it's going to get bumped ahead of this show. I'm going to be your top 19 host. It's just going to get really bad downhill. But also, when you support us there, remember we're demonetized everywhere. And this helps continue to support the show. We are expanding this show. We are going to be completely getting a whole new set. Everything's going to be redone. Finally, they decided they would invest in us. And that is the best way. Become an SOB, a slightly offensive backer. Remember that. Here's your reviews for today. We have review number 1 from JP Powell. Said, finally, not censored. Thank you for actually speaking your mind. There are way more people who think like this than the legacy oligarchs would allow you to believe. And I do agree with that. That's to know that you are not alone. We also have another review from the Monkey Ams 19, which said, best show. That's a very like, all right? Best show.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, see, it's the period, not an exclamation point. So it's
Yeah, it's like it's a
best
statement.
show,
It's not his title.
Best show.
But it has a quick pause because there's a space. Best show. And just boom. Okay.
We told you that spaces mean pauses.
No, because there's a space, like, because they're gonna put like an
John,
ellipses, like
get
continue.
out. Literally get out. That is what they mean. Never speak to Elijah that way again.
No, it's the joke when people read people's like tweets online and stuff that are like have bad grammar. They always take like a breath, like they go best show, and then they take a breath, and then they
bothering you, King.
Elijah needs one synth.
No, do you know when they do that, when they read it, they're like, I'm not going to the store, and they always breathe and take a pause and has a bunch of dots.
This poor guy's probably like, I'm so excited, my review's getting read.
The Monkey Ams 19 said, best show. I wish every American would hear this. It's so needed and greatly appreciated. If we have a chance, this is it. God save America. Love the show and looking forward to a new show. Can't get enough. That reminds you, don't forget to subscribe to the YAH. Do not forget to follow me on all social media. Sometimes you get some of this stuff early. Click that link in the description. You can also...
Let's examine the history of religion. Because Christians have done some really fucked up shit in the name of God, but here you are crapping all over Satanists because of this one fucking asshole who's like obsessed with incest or whatever. Like, you know what I'm saying?
So follow Savannah, and she has a YouTube channel as well that you can subscribe to. Believe it or not, you guys said, John, I should give John my show. He was smart.
No, the only reason I'm going to support the You Are Here channel is because you're co-hosting with Sydney Watson. And, yeah, you know what I like about Sydney Watson? She doesn't try to... She doesn't try to shove her beliefs down people's throats, man. She's not on her channel like, oh, well, you're stupid because if you believe in, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, you don't see Sydney Watson doing that crap. Like, this is what I'm talking about, YouTube. This is exactly what I'm talking about. These fucking, I'm better than you fucking Christian asswipes who look down their almighty nose at you because you don't read the fucking Bible. It's so stupid. And doesn't the Bible say, judge not lest you be judged? And yet here you are judging the entire satanic community based off this one sick asshole. It also says in the Bible, you cannot force other people to think like you. And here you are going against two of your sky gods' rules. How about that? Slightly offensive. I don't want drama with this guy. I unsubscribe from his channel and when I finish watching this video, and that'll be the end of it. I'm no longer going to tune into his bullshit. I agreed with some of the stuff he said, but for the most part, it's just like, dude, you don't even know shit.
Enough just started a YouTube channel. You should check it out. It's called Heck Off Commie. He's really excited. John Doyle, check him up on YouTube. He's got his first subscriber. Be one of them. Check it out. And for the best worst show on Blaze TV here at Slightly Offensive, my name is Elijah Schaefer, your once top 17 host, now in the top 18 with canceled shows. Have a great rest of the week, and may God bless the once great nation, and perhaps, if God, divine intervention comes, once great again, country of the United States of America. I'm signing out.
Good God. What's up, Richie Wright? You're not like that. If you did not read the Satanic 11 Rules of the Earth, rule number 9 is never hurt. But no, serious. I want to post that again. Read the rules. Fuck pedophiles. I'll catch you later.